welcome back to Talking with an Addict. I am Katie. Thank you very much for joining me. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to go like and subscribe and check out my other videos. They give you a little bit more background as to why I've started up this channel, why I'm in the position that I'm in, and why I'm here to try to do everything I can to raise awareness about addictions and addictions to painkillers. I am joined today by my cat. You can't really see her, but she's asleep on the bed. She just thought she'd join us for this video. So let's get into it. A few months ago I was featured on the BBC News and I put out a video, which is the second video on my channel. I'll link it down below, please go watch it. And it was basically my story, and that video that section of the news got seen by thousands of people, and a girl reached out to me. She lives a couple of hours away from me, but she reached out to me, and she is called Sally, and me and Sally have made such a fantastic friendship. She is somebody I do consider a friend. We've only spoke on the phone. I am trying to plan some time, now that my operation's out of the way, to actually go see her, to drive down and see her. I might even stay in a hotel close to a house so we can spend a couple of days together. But we've spoke on the phone for hours. I remember the first telephone conversation I had with Sally, and God, I think we must have been on the phone for 3 hours, and we spoke about everything. And she was somebody who could relate to all this, and she said to me, there's thousands of people out there that are going through the same thing as you, and I want to say thank you for putting it out there and making people aware about it and spreading the word. And that was, what, 4 months ago? And since then we've built up a great relationship. I message her all the time, and she messaged me earlier on today, in fact, talking about something. And I'm not going to dive too much into her personal sort of case at this time. I hope one day that I can actually feature Sally on this channel, and that'd be amazing to be able to show you her. And she's amazing, and she's coming off of the tablets and she's reducing them. But something that I went through, and something she is currently going through, is withdrawal and withdrawal symptoms. So that is what I want to speak to you about today. I did this reduction pretty quick. I don't know where I got the willpower from. I still don't know where I got the willpower from, but I did this reduction very, very quick. Now, that is not safe for some people to do. I did it with the care and the support of my friends and family, and also Michael from the Bridge Project. Sally really, unfortunately, doesn't have anything around in her area to help with that. Even her own doctors won't help her with that, and she did go to a pain clinic, and they said the most stupid things to her, which I'm sure when I do speak to her I'll divulge into more of that detail at a later stage. But we were speaking the other day, and she said that nothing's really put out there about withdrawal, and sometimes on a night I did the same. She sat in bed and she tried to look on YouTube and Google about withdrawal effects and what you can do to help. Now, there are plenty of pages out there that say to drink this certain tea and use these certain spices. Yes, that is good and it could help you, but a lot of these videos are based in like America, and there are a lot of American things that us Brits just don't have availability to. And me and Sally made a list of things that may help you if you're coming off of painkillers or any sort of drug, really. The more things to preoccupy your mind and to help you with withdrawal. So this is the list that me and Sally put together. Starting off pretty simple, we spoke about herbal sleeping tablets. Now, withdrawal, through the day you can keep yourself busy and do numerous amount of things, but when you're laid in bed on a night, and if you're in a relationship or not, if your significant other has gone to sleep or you are on your own, going to sleep or bedtime is probably one of the hardest times of day to deal with withdrawal. Now, when you're coming off painkillers, you don't want to take another tablet that is addictive and that you can get addicted to very easily. So for me, I found that herbal sleeping tablets were really, really good. Now, I don't necessarily need them all the time. I know that after my operation that I had a few weeks ago, I did struggle to sleep. You can get these from Holland & Barrett and Boots and Superdrug and places like that. You can have like Calms, Nightall, just basically herbal remedy tablets that you can take to help you sleep. They're non-addictive, they will help you drift off and hopefully help you forget about the withdrawal. Holland & Barrett have their own branded sleeping tablets, and you just take them, relax, and you just sort of drift off. Where I know with when you are on withdrawal, sometimes you're literally staring at the ceiling for hours and end, you're just like, I just want to go to sleep now, I've had enough. But they do help. So sleeping tablets is one thing that me and Sally discussed. I don't know if a lot of people actually know this, but lavender has been proven to help with relaxation and sleeping. I do know there's certain places, and I'll link them down below, where you can buy lavender spray that you just spray on your pillow on a night. Spray it on there, leave it to obviously soak in, and when your head hits the pillow, it sort of gives off that fragrance, and in some sort of way it relaxes your body. I've not personally tried it, but I know that my mum tried it for sleeping and it really helped her. Now this next one for me is a no-brainer. I am a massive Walking Dead fan. Me and Robbie love The Walking Dead. When I had my surgery a few weeks ago, I actually watched all of the seasons while I was off work. Yes, people, that is over 130 hours of The Walking Dead that I watched, but I did it. The whole thing with the withdrawal, and one of the things that you need to really consider and think about, is that you need to occupy your mind. Now, it's no good sticking a film on for an hour and then it finishing and you're thinking, oh, right, okay. There needs to be like a lot of seasons or a lot of series you can watch, and I know there's plenty of good channels on YouTube that do like list the videos one after another of series of programs you can watch. Now, I'm not saying watch The Walking Dead. If that's not your sort of thing to watch, then that's fine. But I know for Sally, she really likes history. So for her, when she's on her withdrawal and feeling the withdrawal, she likes to watch history documentaries. And for me, any advice I can give to anybody, whether it be art that you're interested in, whether it be football or singing or dancing or history or The Walking Dead or programs like that, it's a no-brainer that you put on something that you can really get your teeth sunk into and really concentrate on and focus on. Because if you are focusing your part of your mind on that particular program and that particular subject, it sort of takes your mind off of the withdrawal and off of the painkillers. And yeah, I just think it's something that you could seriously consider, because when you are preoccupied, you do not focus as much on the painkillers. Something that helped me through my withdrawal was reading, be it a book or an article or a story on my phone. I found reading really relaxing. If I pick up a book, I can read about 2 pages before I actually do nod off. But for me, reading was really helpful. It preoccupies your mind. And again, it's all about taking the focus of your mind away from painkillers. You need to think about something else other than the painkiller. When you get a craving or you are on withdrawal, all you want is that painkiller. I'm not saying that you should do all these and they will help, because this is just talking from personal experience and things that have helped me and Sally, who have gone through a similar situation. Now for me, reading really helped. It's something that I did a lot. I read a lot of articles online. I read a lot of news. I read the news still now. If at work I have a craving, I do go online and read the news. And reading really helps to just distract you and preoccupy you and just take your mind somewhere else away from the painkillers. Now, some people might find this next one a little bit strange, but colouring books. Now, there can be adult colouring books or not necessarily children's colouring books, but just a colouring book. I find it very relaxing and very therapeutic to colour in, and because you're focusing on different things and you're so focused on colouring specific areas, different colours. I know it's something that helped Sally as well, and I know it's helped a number of different women that I've spoke to regarding withdrawal and effects and what they did to help. One thing I do, and I've done it for quite a while and it really helps, and it sounds a bit daft, is another in regards to going to sleep. I wiggle my toes, and Robbie's mum actually mention this because if you're wiggling your toes, it takes your mind off other things because you're having to concentrate on wiggling your toes. And literally sat doing that for a couple of minutes, it helps you actually go to sleep as well, because your mind's so occupied on just wiggling your toes, you eventually do fall asleep. I think that's a really good one. Let me know if any of you have also tried that or do that, because I can't be the only one who does that. Surely to God, I can't be the only one who wiggles the toes. Sometimes on withdrawal you feel very, very, very low and down and anxious, and you feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, and it gets very, very difficult. For me, one of the things I did multiple times at work, at home, on a night, on my phone, was make lists. One of the main lists that I made was pros and cons of coming off of painkillers. Now, obviously, the things that are going to stick out when you're making a list of the good and the bad. The good reasons you want to do it are for yourself, for your friends, for your family, for your health. But on my reasons why it was bad was what it's actually doing to me. And I mean in a way of, when you're coming off the tablets, the way that they make you feel. When you sat there on a night, the way that withdrawal makes you feel. And you do sit there and you think, is it really worth it? Is it worth this pain and this anger and this upset and this stress? And I made lists to basically weigh out the pros and cons. Like, yes, it is worth it. It's going to impact me massively. I'm going to feel so much better. I'm not going to be hurting my body anymore. I'm not going to be putting all this bad stuff into my body that can potentially kill me. But then on the other hand, it was like, the cons are the stress, the upset, the sleepless nights, the tears, the pure battling with yourself in your mind that's really, really difficult. But when I looked at that list of the pros and cons, the pros outweighed the cons, and it were like, okay, so it's worth doing it, clearly. It's gonna be a long road on recovery, but it's worth it. And I know you can do it in your mind, but when you actually have it wrote in front of you and there's 2 columns and you see a list this big of reasons why it's really, really good and it's the best thing for you and your family and everybody else why you're doing this, to a list this big, it sort of puts it into perspective for you. And I know a lot of people have done that. Other addicts that I've spoke to have done that when they've been on withdrawal, and it's helped. So yeah, just see if that can help you, give it a try. A lot of the battles with withdrawal are mental, but there's one that is physical, and that is hot and cold sweats. Now, this may also sound strange. A lot of these do, because if you've never gone through withdrawal, you might not have experienced these, but you get hot and cold sweats because your body is fighting with itself, because you've got the painkillers coming out your system, but you're also fighting because your mind wants them and you're dependent on them. But with the hot and cold sweats, the only thing that I can advise is having a fan at the side of your bed or wherever you are. If you're at work, having a fan on your desk, but also a hot water bottle, because your body is going to be going from one extreme to the other. It's going to be absolutely boiling where you're going to need a fan, to shivering, freezing where you need a hot water bottle. I also advise keeping like a jumper close by, so you can just throw on a jumper, wrap yourself up, sort your body temperature out, and then it should settle down. But this is something I experienced more so on a night when I was at home. I'd be freezing and then I'd be boiling and freezing, but then if I were cold I'd go get in a hot bath and I'd get too hot too quick and end up having a massive sweat, going really lightheaded, and it was just dangerous. So if you do it with a hot water bottle, if you put it on your stomach or on your back, it should slowly raise your body temperature and it will do it safely. Same with the fan. Put the fan on you and it'll cool your body down slowly. When I was at work and I was having withdrawals, I found it very difficult because my routine was to get to work and take 3 tablets and about an hour later take another 3. So at the times I would usually take my tablets, that's when I had the painkillers on my mind and I had the cravings. And when I had these cravings, I went for a walk outside. Now this is something that Sally has also experienced, where she has said she's gone and sat in the garden for 15 minutes to half an hour and just sat there and took a breath in, you know, inhaled the air and just took a moment to sit outside, focus on something else other than the tablets. Now, I used to go for a walk around the building where I work, and on a night time sometimes I would get in my car and go for a drive and just pull up somewhere and put the windows down, or get out of my car and just stand there and just take it all in. Like, breathe in the fresh air, fill your lungs with fresh air, just take it all in, take deep breaths and just think you are in control, you can do this, you do not need them tablets, you will get through this and it will all be worth it. So just taking a minute out, and I'm pretty sure if people do know what you're going through, or anybody really, if you haven't told them what you're going through, if you just say, I need to take some fresh air for a couple of minutes, I'll be back, they should understand. Just go, take a minute, breathe in, relax, and that should help you. One thing I did like to do when I was on withdrawal is have a pamper night. Now, I would go to Home Bargains or Aldi or any like pound shop place like that, and I would buy face masks, feet masks, moisturisers, all sorts of stuff, hair masks, and I would literally just have a pamper night, just keep myself occupied, light candles, and like look after myself and pamper myself. If I had a really bad day at work and the cravings were really bad, I'd come home and think, right, I need to look after my body, I need to do something for me that's gonna, you know, sort of cheer me up a bit. And who doesn't love a good pamper? And believe it or not, men, if you are watching this, I know you love a good pamper too. And sometimes even Robbie would like join in with me. If I were feeling a bit low, I'd be like, I just need a pamper. And he'd be like, oh, come on then, and we'd have a pamper together. And yeah, you wouldn't necessarily pamper yourself as long as I did, but having him sat there with me really helped, and you got a pamper out of it as well. So just doing something for yourself that makes you feel better can really help. And I totally agree with self-care and self-love, because you have to put yourself first. Your mind is craving these tablets and you sort of need to show who's boss. I got taught that people with addictions have an inner addict. I am me, but I have an inner addict that is craving these painkillers, that wants to get its teeth sunk into me. It's like, come on, just have some painkillers, blah blah. And you have to fight it, you have to battle it, but you have to do it in a safe way. As I've said in my other videos, coming off of painkillers is like coming off of heroin. You will have the side effects of sickness. I had terrible side effects of sickness, and I actually went to the doctors to get some anti-sickness tablets for this before it got really bad. I do know you can buy over-the-counter anti-sickness travel tablets, and they do work. You can use them as well. Don't get me wrong, I was sick quite a lot and I had the shakes and I was hot and cold, but these are just little tips that may help you. I am not saying that all the things I have listed are going to work for you and are going to help you, but I'm saying that they may relieve anxiousness and that frustration when you're sat there and you're like, I can physically not do anything to get through these withdrawals, and they will not beat you, you will beat them. If you have any more questions, please do comment down below and let me know, and I'm pretty sure that I've covered everything. If there's anything else, I will speak to Sally and we'll watch this video back and we will update you with any more. And Sally, thank you for being a warrior and an amazing woman and putting your trust in me. Bye.